Guess who's back? We're back filming YouTube. Today, I need to do a garden room, glorified shed garden room. At one stage, it's going to be plastered. It's going to have the electricians go in. They're doing that. Don't panic. Oh, don't attack me in the comments. No, this customer's got their own electricians, so that's cool. I'm just down to build a glorified shed, but I'm going to do it to regs so that no one gets upset, i.e. neighbours and stuff. I'm going to try and clue you up on a little bit about regs, but everybody's council, everybody's district is going to be different slightly. So take everything you hear with a pinch of salt and always consult your local authority. And I don't know what I'm looking for. Why does things move? Things were perfectly fine where they were, guys. Why'd you have to move them? 3x2s. 3x2s at 3.6 are there. And I want 4.8s, but they're probably going to be 4.2s. Then I want OSB, which is going to be round the other side. Hey, there we go. Let's take the old phase tracker off. Here we go. Slowly panning round. So here we go. Green, that means it's treated. And somewhere around here, I should then be able to find like a stamp somewhere. And then that'll say C24, meaning it's structural. Gonna want quite a lot of these. So I'm going to nicely ask if I can get the Vino in here and load up. See you in the next one.
Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, really gon' rise to the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
And just like that, we're loaded. Locked and loaded. Let's get out of here. Actually, better pay first. Is this thing recording? Yeah, we're on. Right, guys. Welcome to my shed, garden room, garden office, concrete pad. I haven't done the pad. This is just me doing my carpentry nicely. So you guys that followed me for a while know that I've been very busy. Was going to do the pad. I'm a chippy at the end of the day. It's probably easier if I just let the ground workers do it. I personally think I could have done better, but that's subjective on me. and I'm not here to put other people's work down. Anyway, I got busy, someone else has done the pad. I will be doing a pad though, coming up for another customer. So stay tuned for that if you want to learn how to do a concrete pad. So, spoken to the customer, we need to achieve 10 foot by 2.8 metres. That's the easiest way for me to describe this. So I think that's 3 metres 50. So I've got 2x2, and just behind me here, I've got 18mm OSB. I'm going to do like a proper shed base. We've been talking a bit and discussing different ideas, and I was going to build straight on the concrete pad and then latex everything. However, being the savvy carpenter builder that I am, I've noticed there's no damp in here. And you don't need damp for a shed base, really. It's just, if you're going for all that effort, why wouldn't you? But that's subjective, that's me personally. No one's done anything wrong. I'm not picking anyone's work apart. I've just noticed there's no polythene, so there's no damp protection. So instead, I'm now going to form this using 18mm sheets and 2x2. The 2x2 is treated. It's going to lift it off the ground 50mm, 2 inches. It's going to allow airflow, and it's just going to be like a proper shed. And on top of that, this stuff is lethal if you catch your fingers on it, but I'm also going to use this fly mesh. We're going to tuck that under the 2x2, under the deck, and I'm then going to wrap it up and round and staple it to the side. And then just ever so slightly, I will probably trap it with the 3x2 walls so that no bugs and critters, really, obviously they will, but really nothing too much can get underneath. And it's metal, it's not plastic, it's not nylon, it's metal. So yeah, that should stop critters making homes under this shed, and it'll give it airflow. So the reason I want that airflow is because this pad, because it's got no damp proofing, could become moist, could become damp in the winter. When the ground lays wet, that moisture is going to lift and transfer through the concrete pad, and we don't want that transfer into the shed. Now I could lay polythene down, but as much as the polythene lays, if I lay the polythene down now, I could trap moisture and it could then sweat, and then it could then rot the bottom out anyway. So really, I'm going to lay down on this damp, potential damp, it's not damp at the moment, it's middle of summer, potentially damp in the winter pad, and we're going to use 2x2. It'll last a lifetime. Got OSB grade 3, 18mm for the floor. Let's get into it. I'm chewing your ears off. Guys, I'm going to do this one as a bit of a time lapse. I feel like sometimes when I go through my stuff, I explain things really well, and I hope you guys enjoy that. But for some of you guys that just want to know how I built something, that prefer a time lapse and a little bit of a voiceover, I think sometimes I chew your guys' ears off. And as much as most of you, I hope, appreciate it, I feel like I give out so much information when I build these things. I probably confuse you guys, much as I've waffled over the start of that. So I'm going to stop chewing your ears off. Comment below if you would prefer more detail. I will stop at points and I'll explain things and I'll go into detail. But yeah, for the most of it, I'll probably do a voiceover and nicely enjoy. Right, hit the music, let's roll. Here we are then, guys. The base is set up. So this base has been set up using 2x2 batten. I think I've said this, but I'm going over it again just in case you guys want to copy. So this shed is basically 10 foot by 8 foot, I want to say. Yeah, 10 by 8 is this shed, garden room, whatever you want to call it. Don't recommend pulling house cable, but that was existing. And I'm not an electrician and I'm not... Anyway, moving on. So we've got 18mm chipboard now. And if the ground does become damp, we've got airflow. You can breathe. In a second, I'm going to go get my staple gun and I'm going to staple on the edges this fly mesh, this bad boy stuff. It is razor sharp, you have to be careful, but I don't know why I'm doing that. You can hear it's metal. So staple this, and then that is going to, can we see down here? Yeah, you can see just down the bottom here, we've got our battens. Airflow is going to go under there and breathe nicely. Once I've meshed that up, we can then start thinking about setting out our walls. Right then guys, here we go. So we're trying to do a bit of a shed design. I've got two cut here for the front, the head and the sole, and I've got two cut for the back, a head and a sole, but I haven't done a head and a sole for the sides. That being because this side at the top is going to be pent. It's not going to be apex, it's going to be pent. It's threatening of rain. Not a good idea to get this OSB wet. So head and sole for the front here. I'm around 7 foot for a UPVC door. I need to now go and see my friend and pick up a UPVC door. He said he's going to be back between 3 and 4, so I'm going to go chill down his yard. Shout out to Polyglaze. Anyone in Cambridgeshire needs a window fitter, Polyglaze is your man. I'll double check with him if he's okay being on camera, and maybe I'll film when we pick up the door. So we've got two heads and soles, two plates cut for a head and a sole. These boards work in feet, but when it comes to plasterboard, it works in millimeters. It's imperial metric. I don't know which way around it is now. Get my words in a mucking fuddle. And often, as you'll see, I'll be talking about drawers and I'll say doors, and often I'm talking about the ceiling and I'll point at the floor. So they work in feet, and then on the inside it works in millimeters, and I'm going to prioritize inside so that I don't have to do as much work, don't have to start running loads of noggins and board pickups and wasting plasterboard that is expensive and difficult to get rid of when wood burns. So yeah, nicely I'm going to work this out in millimeters. So I'm going to do 400 centers, and you're going to have like your typical, like here I need a board pickup, I also need a pickup on the outside, and then here immediately again within 100mm I need a board pickup on the inside. I just heard a phone go ping. That could have been my phone. My man could be down the yard. But yeah, so we've got a breathable tunnel almost underneath on 2x2 battens. We've got a nice thick 18mm OSB floor. I think the customer wants the door this end. If he does, sweet. I'm not going to wire it. I've told you I'm not wiring it. There's some stuff to be done inside. So Sparky, unbeknown to me, the customer's supplied the Sparky. At some point it's going to come back and do the electrics, but knowing that you fix no higher than 1220 or 1210 and no lower than 450 to the bottom of the sockets, I'm going to set up noggins. I'm not going to do the first fix. I'm going to set up the noggins for the sparks, because I'm a nice chip like that. I think of the superior trades like that, you see. And yeah, we're going to smash this out tomorrow. But yeah, nicely guys, that is it for the end of the day. This may continue in a time lapse. I don't know where I'm going to edit this and where I'm going to finish it, but yeah, 2.4 wide and 10 foot. So that's 8 foot by 10 foot. And then we're going to do a pent roof, not an apex, but pent. Pent means it's got one slope going one way. You really do need to have a maintainable boundary, but let's be honest, everybody around here slides their sheds up to their fence. So I'm going to have to build that back wall, you see, before it goes in. But before I build that back wall, I really need to know the height of this doorway. So I'm going to disappear for today. It's 3 o'clock, Charlie. What do you mean you're going to disappear? Well, obviously I'm still working. I just mean I'm not going to be on site. These are the sort of things certain customers don't appreciate. My customers, this customer, they're very understanding. So before I build the back, I need to know my height at the front. I don't want to be coming any lower than probably 2 meters because you don't want to be banging your head. You want to be able to lift stuff if you're going to lift stuff. But yeah, that's where we're at. Also tonight, I need to order from EPDM Rubber Roofs or Rubber Roofing Direct. Depending on Perma Roof, I might use them. We'll have a look. But the rubber that I fitted on my mum's bin store, we're getting more of that stuff, and we're going to get some trim. I'm guessing I'm going to end up with a white door, but I'm going to go check now, and then we'll see whether the customer wants the door to match the trim, because we've got grey, anthracite, black, gloss and gloss white that we can pick from, I believe. But I'll double check all of that when I do my order. And Cookie, one of the members, get involved in the comments, man. I want to know how your build's going on. For those of you who just joined the channel, someone in a live donated a £5, gifted, whatever you want to call it. And I said, you know what, for that £5, I want to help you out. I feel bad people giving me money. I like to reward you guys that get involved. And if you want to, PayPal's linked and there's a thanks button. But please, you guys owe me nothing. If you just watch this video and share it with your friends and tell all your mates that you know someone that's good at explaining DIY, that's enough for me. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe, ring the little bell so you stay tuned for upload notifications. And we'll continue this video in another bit. It may continue on. I don't know. Should we find out? Check down the bottom. Is it at 0 or is there more? I'll see you next time, guys.